Hi, and welcome back to A&A Masonry's exterior renovation on this beautiful home in the Greater Toronto area. Again, if you remember from the beginning, this is a house that was dated maybe in the 60s, 70s. It had the traditional, what we call an angel stone. The brick was dated looking, the windows, the metal. So we wanted a complete transformation. The homeowner asked us to make it more updated, and this is what we came up with, which was a nice black stone. We matched that with solid natural stone steps, everything from the railings, the metal work, and it really took on another look, and it really fits in with this neighborhood, which is really going through a transition. Whereas I look beyond, I can see these multi-million-dollar homes that are going in. This homeowner has everything they need in the house. They just wanted it to be updated on the exterior. It's amazing, the transformation. We were showing this at the home show this year, this winter season, and it really got a lot of reviews, a lot of positive comments on it and so forth. And it's amazing what you could do with these transitions without a huge budget, but the return on investment is really, really what we look for. And again, with A&A Masonry, as you know, we're the water management specialists. We want this material and this renovation to last for decades and decades to come and not be a problem. Now, we have the two sides of the building, the home. We have the back of the home. It's the traditional, the original brick. It doesn't fit the look of this change, this transformation. So we have to deal with that. Because it's the sides and the back, you don't want to necessarily blow the budget out and continue this stonework. It's not required. We have solutions for that that's really going to complement the beautiful work that our crews have done on this home. And it's going to protect and, again, seal this home so that it can withstand the elements and of weather and the test of time. Come on, I'm going to show you what we're going to do.
A&A Masonry, an award-winning company servicing the Greater Toronto Area and the Golden Horseshoe.
Okay, now on the sides, as I mentioned, we've got to do something with this brick because as you see it from either side of the road when you're driving past the house, you can kind of see the original brick color. This is just a full range of what we call a rug brick, rug surface brick, very common when this house was built. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to actually just seal it with a high build foundation and masonry coating, what we call SureGuard. It's exclusive with A&A Masonry, and one of the best things about this product is that it really withstands the elements of weather when it comes to water saturation. So we replace our parging techniques and things like that where we're protecting the foundation. We find that SureGuard is a much better, much more long-lasting solution for those type of repairs, and they're more cost-effective as well. The nice thing about SureGuard is that it is a water-based acrylic. It's a high build, so you can get it in any color. So we're going to choose a darker color that's going to complement the stonework, the metal work, and it's really going to make these beautiful limestone sills pop. It's going to just blend everything in, go around to the back, so when the homeowners are in the backyard, again, it's a completely new home from beginning to end, from front, all sides, it's completely new. The unique benefit with SureGuard is that, again, it's a high build acrylic water-based coating. So the surface is almost plastic-like where it repels the water that is coming. It won't adhere, it won't get saturated and pulled into the masonry. But as we know, these masonry walls need to breathe. Concrete foundations, they have natural condensation and moisture that's wanting to go through from a hot to cold zone. So it's a molecular compound, is like a lattice material, and it essentially allows the material to breathe. So any moisture or dampness or humidity that gets trapped behind there will be able to eventually move through this material, this SureGuard material, and not cause it to blister or bubble or peel, which is very common with masonry paint. And I see a lot of homes in the Greater Toronto Area where they just do a nice gray paint, or they change the look of the house because the masonry has just been beat up over so many decades and perhaps even a century and a half, that if they use a typical masonry paint, after a very few years, you start to notice this blistering, this peeling, this bubbling, because the moisture gets trapped behind there and it pushes it off the masonry work. SureGuard is a commercial grade product. It's been around for almost half a century. It's used all over the world in extreme variations of temperature. And when we apply it to this, again, like I said, it will act as a barrier so water won't adhere to it, but it'll allow this material, this masonry material, to naturally breathe, which is what we're looking for. It's a wonderful product. we're really excited about this product. It's a problem solution for so many homeowners. The neighboring house right here, I've got an exposed foundation. It's got crevices, cracks, pores. Water can adhere to that. Eventually, it starts to erode that away. I could cover this with SureGuard. The homeowner would never have to worry about that problem again. And they can get in any color, so it's a nice aesthetic look as well, and everything's nice and consistent. It's nice and clean. So we're going to get the crew here. They're going to prep this. There's a certain prepping requirement for this to make sure it's installed properly. The product comes with a 25-year warranty, so we want to make sure that it's installed professionally, it's installed properly, and then that way the homeowner will never have a problem, never have to worry about it, and it'll maintain its look, and it'll maintain the purpose of what it's there to do, which is to protect it from water and allow this material to breathe without the blistering or peeling commonly that occurs with masonry paint. So we're going to get the crew in here. They're going to first exfoliate this, they're going to clean it, they're going to wash the foundation, get all the pollution off of it, and then they're going to prep any kind of crevices or cavities or cracks. We're going to fill it, not necessarily with a mortar, but we're going to do some things with like a cementitious type of fill, a cement type of fill. It dries very quickly. It adheres really strong to the masonry work, and it really receives the application of the SureGuard material. So once these guys are done, they're going to give it a couple of coats, and you're going to see how beautiful it is. And the nice thing about it, again, you know, with us, A&A Masonry, it's all about, we want to do a job once. We just want it one and done, and SureGuard allows us to do that. Okay, I wanted to bring you onto this side because I just wanted to specify SureGuard works in both ways. We can do it for a complete wall. So this is more for just aesthetics. The homeowner, again, wants to change the color of this house so it's not so much of a contrast, and it complements the work that's been done. But some cases where these walls, these side walls, most predominantly, where they've had a lot of repair over many decades, and discoloration of bricks and bad masonry work and dirty work, it's hard to restore that. So it's just simple to go over top of it with a coating, and SureGuard allows us to do that because, again, it breathes. That lattice structure of molecular structure that is porous enough, almost like a Gore-Tex material, if you're familiar with those type of athletic wear. But the main purpose for SureGuard, and why A&A brought this into the residential market, which has been used commercially for, like I said, almost a half a century, is that it just seals up these foundations, where we would have to either parge or do a tuck pointing of the mortar joints. It's still porous enough that it will hold the water, and eventually that parge, if it's exposed to an excessive amount of water, will just want to pull off, take some of the aggregate in the concrete like a lens off as well, and then the process has to be repeated. We don't have to go through those expensive repairs every 5, 10, 12 years. SureGuard, again, 25-year warranty, never worry about it again. Any color you choose. And the nice thing about it is that when I'm parging this, I really have to pay attention to try to maintain the consistency on how it's drying. With SureGuard, it gives me a consistent color all the way through, so it's beautiful, it looks great, and it's like acrylic. Again, that plastic-like surface will just repel the water, it'll fall down. Okay, here we are, and I wanted to bring you to this particular spot because in most restorations, a lot of times you'll see it's a beautiful front, everything's brand new. They take it around the sides, maybe 3-4 feet, and then they stop. And then as you're driving by at certain angles, you can actually see the old house versus the new house. In this particular case, we wanted to make the restoration complete around the entire house. We're able to do that at no great expense to the homeowner and really carry this transformation through all the way, the theme, with SureGuard. It's that high build foundation coating. We're really excited about this product. It is becoming, again, one of our fastest growing production jobs that comes into our company. And what it does is it acts like it repels the water. You can't paint masonry. It's never recommended, especially in our climate, because you got hot, cold zones. That paint is going to trap moisture that's naturally coming through the masonry. It's going to blister, peel. You've probably seen that many times where somebody's painted, it looks great for a couple of years, and then it starts to deteriorate. It becomes a maintenance problem, and it also is, it causes problems to the brickwork, and then eventually you may have to replace those bricks, and then you're again back into masonry, expensive masonry repair work. So when I put water on it, what this does is it actually repels water. So it's almost like a plastic. That's a high build water-based acrylic, but it's breathable. It's like a lattice on a molecular level, which is porous, which it allows that condensation, that humidity to exit through this without any blistering and peeling. So this will last for decades to come. It'll look beautiful. It'll maintain its color. It doesn't break down in the UV rays, even though we're on the side, but the back, as it's getting a lot of sunlight, that'll tend to break down typical masonry paints, and then it's a repetitive maintenance issue every 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years with this. And I can already see that it's starting to dry up. It's not getting pulled in, the dampness. If you look at the concrete, you can see the concrete below is pulling it in, and it's that freezing thawing cycle in masonry. This is what happens that causes bricks to spall, tuck pointing and erosion of mortar joints and so forth. And this is like the bread and butter of a masonry restoration company like ourselves that we go in and we deal with. So this is a permanent solution. The neighboring house here has got an exposed foundation. So water is going to get damp. When it freezes, it's going to want to pull lenses of material and aggregate off of that, and water is effectively eroding and eating its way through the foundation. And eventually you start to get signs of effervescence and potentially water in the house. You want to prevent that. But in this case, it's a complement to the renovation. So again, it's something that we're really excited about. If it's something that you think that you may want for your house, whether it's a full transformation, a full renovation like we've done in this case, or something very small like just sealing up your foundation that's above grade, beautify your house at the same time, but never have to worry about it again, get in touch with us. Give us a call. We'll do an evaluation, see if SureGuard is right for you and your home. And again, you'll solve it for a lifetime. We're going to finish up the sealant. That's going to be the last stage. They're going to come, the crew, and seal that up. And this house is going to look beautiful, and it's going to be part of the transformation on the high level of this neighborhood.
To schedule your next project, contact A&A Masonry today.